Brand Innovators for over 2 years. A big believer in what you guys are doing. So good stuff. And today there's a lot of conversations about media buying. How do we prepare for the future? How do we best position ourselves? And it's amazing. The marketplace, there's so much change. The rapid change over the last 12, 18 months have just been incredible, unprecedented. And we all need to adapt and evolve. We at Dish Media have been kind of leading the charge when it comes to advanced TV, particularly when it comes to addressable. We've been at it over 9 years, developed a specific expertise. And amongst all these changes, certainly two developments we're seeing, major developments are, just the continued transition to more data-driven tactics when it comes to media buying, and then the need for greater accountability from TV buys. And that is at the agency level, that's at the client direct level, and that's really what addressable TV provides: better targeting on the front end and better attribution on the back end. So when you look at the current state of the TV marketplace, ratings erosion is no longer new. Obviously, it just continues, particularly around the linear side. That migration of viewership from linear to the OTT space was happening already. It got accelerated, obviously, last year, and clearly ad dollars followed the eyeballs. And there's also increasing fragmentation out there. That just continues to be the case, which makes things that much more complicated to piece together and look at holistically. So we've been a big believer in addressable for some time, as I mentioned, and we really made it a point at the end of last year to really not only take a look at the current state of addressable, but really, and maybe more importantly, the future state. What needs to change? So we partnered with a number of key players in the marketplace: Keynote, Warner Media, among others. You can see them on the bottom. And we decided to commission Forrester Consulting to do a deep dive on the addressable marketplace, and what's out there, what needs to change. We interviewed over 500 brand and agency executives in doing so. So we're excited about the white paper. So what do we learn? We learned a number of things, but we learned first and foremost that the future is bright. There's a lot of enthusiasm in and around addressable. There is that need for greater insights for ROI. There's a lot of waste in my buys, my linear TV buys. How I want less waste, but equally on the other side, there are challenges. Most notably, greater education across the board, particularly when it comes to operational logistics, timing, just a lot of the back and forth, and then data. Question when it comes to just a greater education on the use of data. Your first party data, sharing that with other players, second party data, third party data, and then clearly another challenge is ease of use. We need to make it easier for the marketplace to transact this way. And then lastly, a need for a collaboration for sure, and a commitment. A lot of people want to boil the ocean overnight. The people who have most success in addressable are people who do it on an iterative basis and learn and optimize. When you look at the number one priority in terms of brands out there is to optimize addressable strategies, according to the study. 52% are unsatisfied with the way that they're targeting on the front end. They want that to be more effective. 47% want to improve the back-end attribution, attribute their TV buys to business outcomes. And then 44% want to deliver more relevant ads and more personalized ads to their consumers. So clear, all these things line up with well with addressable, and so we feel there's a clear and distinct need. The other interesting thing we learned was addressable is not only being used for lower funnel tactics. Certainly it still is, and that's kind of like the old misnomer that it's just for lower funnel, but it's being used for branding. It's being used for consideration. So upper middle funnel tactics, that's an absolute lenient for a lot of marketers, as well as the lower funnel. So when you look at those numbers to the right, when it comes to addressable, clearly there's a distinct kind of desire to learn to use it more across the entire consumer journey. as I said, there's certainly challenges. They do exist. I mentioned education. That's an ongoing thing, kind of element. I think there's a lot of misinformation about addressable. Some people think OTT is addressable, as one example. That is advanced targeting, but it's not true one-to-one addressable. It's also just learning the nuances, the complexities, and developing an expertise as opposed to just more of a broad understanding of it. Obviously, the marketplace thinks it's a little complex. There's fragmentation in the addressable space. And then lastly, the need for more of a unified measurement frameworks is absolutely needed out there to help it scale and become more uniform. When you look at fewer than 4 and 10 executives interviewed felt very confident they could execute an addressable buy right now. That's obviously a problem, and that's actually better than it used to be, and it continues to improve, but it needs to continue to move in that direction. And when you look at just these 3 areas, interoperability, increased education, and then measurement, look, all of these, it's 2 out of 3 executives out there are seeing the need for this, and seeing the need for, and pardon me, I'm in New York City, there might be some sirens in the background, but a need for simplification. Again, I mentioned scale. Can't be done in a silo. There has to be better, kind of multi-sellers working together. Education has to increase on an ongoing basis. This is a great opportunity for agencies to take the lead and continue. And we do see a number of agencies doing that. And then as I mentioned earlier, from a measurement standpoint, we just need to just substantiate the ROI and attribute better outcomes to TV buys, and then obviously a more unified approach in terms of measurement solutions. Dish Media in its own way is trying to do our part in these 3 buckets. We have a number of conversations in the marketplace. We have what we call an open approach. We are a data partner and DSP agnostic. We will work with anyone, whoever our agency partners or brand partners want to work with. We'll plug into that to their ecosystems. So we're flexible from that standpoint. We're also on the leading edge of national enablement. The other 14 minutes of time, whether it become, and that's also on the cable marketplace as well as broadcast marketplace with our partnership with Addressable. This white paper is just one of many different initiatives we do in terms of increased education, and in terms of measurement, we're aligned with many industry groups. We just recently joined the TV Data Initiative, which is again looking to find solutions for more uniformity, more ease of use, and just better and increased conversations across the board in terms of the industry. But we all have to play our role. Everyone, whether it be the MVPDs, media companies, we need to make it easier. We need to align for scale. Brands need to lean into it. They need to get more comfortable with their first party, using their first party, sharing their first party in obviously a very safe and compliant way. As I mentioned earlier, great opportunity here for agencies to lead. And again, none of them are, but we need to see more of that. And in terms of tech and data partners, just reduce the silos and obviously a more standardization across the board. So in summary, if you want real attribution, which really you're only getting from the digital part of your media buy, but if you want real attribution from your TV buys, we suggest start testing, start learning. You have to commit. You have to be prepared for a learning curve. But the results you'll get are undeniable. We see it again and again. And then obviously the need to collaborate, because there's got to be more of an ongoing industry-wide conversation to make addressable truly scale. So we're seeing more and more brands and agencies, use and embrace addressable to help solve for a lot of these issues and help increase attribution. but we know there's still a lot of room to go. And we know at this meeting we will continue to evangelize for the power of addressable, and we look forward to the upcoming year, and particularly as we get into the upfront of addressable being a bigger part of that. So appreciate everyone's time. I think I've run my 10 minutes. Alan?
Here I am. Okay. So thank you very much, Jim. I want to thank you particularly for mentioning the TV Data Initiative, which TV Rev is a part of. So that's a really important thing that's going on. So those of you in the audience, keep your eyes peeled for more information about it. And Jim, thank you for having